People love to hear about life behind prison walls or being incarcerated, what it's like. So let me go into a little of that. You know, at the county jail level, I was kept in a suicide cell, you know, for 4 weeks. There's a camera on you, the lights stay on. It was right next to the intake area where people are processed. It's noisy, there's constant banging and screaming, and you know, people when they're getting arrested can be quite unruly. And we had this one girl, you know, young girl, came in just off the hook, screaming, ranting, raving, cursing the cops out, spitting at them, kicking them, and eventually they're like, "We're gonna put you into the chair if you keep this up." And she just didn't stop. And there was this like medieval chair, you know, right next to the intake, where when they strap you into that chair, it just tweaks your joints and your muscles, and it twists you and puts pressure, has pressure points, and when they cinch it down, that's it. So, you know, she went into that chair, you know, cursing the officers, and within 15 minutes she's crying and begging to be taken out of it. You know, that's how quickly that chair you know, could change someone's attitude. There was another suicide cell that wasn't the camera cell, and the guys in there had to wear what we called turtle suits. They were these thick pads. It was like a sandwich board on the front and the back. You put it over your head, and that's all. You're stark naked with this thick sandwich board on top of you. And I got put in there for 1 day. You know, when my lawyer, you know, called the jail that he feared for my safety. You know, they brought in the psychiatrist to interview me to make sure, you know, I wasn't a threat to myself, you know. But so I was in a turtle suit, you know, for a brief time. But it's not how you want to live at all. It's horrible. When I got put up into general population, you're dealing with, you know, the jail isn't equipped to handle mental illness. You know, and you got guys that are just, you know, whether they're hallucinating from the kicking drugs and alcohol, you know, they're vomiting, they're puking, or, you know, vomiting and puking and diarrhea and sleeplessness and shaky, and, you know, you're just constantly surrounded by people withdrawing all the time. And we had these concrete stairs, you know, from the bottom floor to the second floor of the tier. You know, one day there's a guy under there trying to, you know, he's shaking. And I'm like, "What are you doing, bro?" And he's like, "I'm trying to hold up these stairs. If I let go, they're going to tumble." I'm like, "Thanks for holding them up for us," you know. You know, I was sitting on a picnic bench table next. We had these giant support pillars, concrete support pillars throughout the tier, and I'm sitting next to one of them on a picnic bench, and this guy comes up and he's looking around, going in circles around the concrete pillar, and he's like, "Have you seen my dog? I tied my dog to this pillar. What? Somebody took it." I'm like, "Bro, you're in the county jail. Do you think they would allow you to bring a dog in?" He goes, "I had my dog." I'm like, "Nobody took your dog, bro." You know, I don't know what to tell you. You know, we had the 2 TVs on the tier, and one was up on the wall, or both were on the walls, you know, but one could swivel. The other one was stationary. The one at our end where I stayed was stationary. And this guy comes up and starts trying to take the TV off the wall. And I'm like, "What are you doing, dude?" He's like, "I'm looking for my cell phone. You know, somebody took my cell phone. I want to see if it's hidden behind the TV." I'm like, "Nobody took your cell phone. You're in the county jail, bro. Did they let you bring a cell phone in with you?" "I had a cell phone." I'm like, "It's not behind the TV. Don't screw with the TV." And it's just constant like that, constant. You guys, you go into the shower and somebody's taking a crap in the shower. We have these one-piece stainless steel toilet sinks in the bathrooms, and in the front of the sink is a toilet paper holder. And guys would take their crap and fill the cardboard center of the toilet paper up with their crap and just, mush it in there. And then when you go reach in to grab the toilet paper and bring it out, you're sticking your fingers into their feces. Yeah, so there's crap like this that just goes on nonstop. Why you want to subject yourself to this nonsense is beyond me. Just avoid a lifestyle that will send you to be incarcerated. The county, when you get to prison, you get a lot more movement, and you get movement on your own. In the county jail, any movement you have, which is very limited, most movement is just the court. You're escorted all the time. In the prison, they'll be like, Fredericks, you got a parole board meeting at 10 o'clock. Get on your way. And that's it. The gate's open. You walk out of your compound. You got to go to South Side. You got to go find the parole board. You're on your own. Nobody's escorting you. There's guard towers. You're watched. There's cameras everywhere. But there's not somebody escorting you. And that's the big difference, There's a lot more movement in prison and movement on your own. In jail, it's a sedentary, just sitting. Guys would sit in the day room and just talk about drugs around the clock, how they stole to get drugs, the robberies they committed, and it's just when you talk about something 24/7, that you're eventually going to do it. So it would be no surprise that they, upon their release, they would go right back to drugs. They just spent weeks or months talking every day about drugs, and then they're back in a couple of weeks, from getting out and going right back to drug life. So that's I'll get into more of the prison life, but the jail life is just sitting and waiting and dealing with mentally ill people, and people kicking drugs. It's just it's horrible. Don't go there.